Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video, we're going to talk a little about this guy here, John Kerry, who has his priorities straight, according to this headline, and mocking it actually. Um, this was put out by MEMRI, and the tweet is that the Ukraine crisis could distract the world from the climate crisis. I mean, this isn't funny, but it's just it's funny because it's so stupid. Okay, first of all, we've been in a climate crisis for decades. Okay, at some point, it just doesn't become a crisis anymore. A crisis is something that, oh my God, we've got to deal with this right now, which, right now pretty much is what's going on in Ukraine. But, climate, we've been in a climate situation for decades. And it keeps getting worse, and they keep calling it more of a crisis because people like John Kerry won't allow solutions. So I mean, this is just John Kerry out being and doing what John Kerry and people in his position do. But this is what he has to say. Now, he was Secretary of State at one point too, so this is just absurd.
I think hopefully President Putin would realize that in the northern part of his country, they used to live on 66% of a nation that was over frozen land. Now it's thawing, and his infrastructure is at risk, and the people of Russia are at risk. And so I hope President Putin will help us to stay on track with respect to what we need to do for the climate.
Oh, so Kerry, who used to be Secretary of State, and talks climate like everybody else does, talks the environment while refusing to actually allow real solutions, is out there talking about that on a day like today, when today is the day, February 24th, when Russia invaded and bombed and took over, and not took over, but tried to take over some military bases. I think they had success somewhere. No one really knows. All the information's so new right now, but there's big military conflict going on in Ukraine right now. That just happened. And people's lives are affected, and people did die today. And John Kerry is out there going, "Hey Putin, just hear that, Siberia is warming up." I mean, John, you know what? If you or anybody else in the environmental world that you pal around with and associate with had allowed solutions since November of 93, we wouldn't be in a climate crisis. We wouldn't still be talking about this situation. You still wouldn't be pretending like you care. And you know what? We wouldn't have the ocean garbage patch. We wouldn't have a lot of toxins that people now have to buy detox products to get out of their bodies. We wouldn't have a lot of things that negatively impact people. And this is just an absurd day for JK here to be out yapping like he cares about the environment. I mean, right now he's what, special environmental ambassador, convoy, or something. I mean, that's so ridiculous. This is what since Gore in the White House has refused. The solutions the world needs: end global environmental illiteracy, end our disposable society, gain individual cooperation, leadership by example in hemp, well before clean energy. And all John's doing is talking about maybe some clean energy, and mostly electric cars. But electric cars right now run off of the same energy as burning gas does. They're not clean cars. And I mean, the whole battery production, the whole there's still a lot of questions. I'm not on board electric cars. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, it takes me hours to charge. I mean, Okay, I'm on the road. I'm looking to get back, and it's hours later to charge a vehicle. I mean, it isn't practical. It isn't anything that we're ready to actually implement on a big scale. And John refuses to do all this, but today he's acting like he cares about northern Russian territory defrosting because the world is warming up. I mean, that's Putin is concerned about his natural boundaries. Now, I'm not justifying Putin, but I do pay attention to real news, and apparently, this could have all been prevented if we didn't build up troops near his border, NATO didn't, and if we guaranteed, there was like two guarantees that Putin wanted that no one would give him that would have prevented all this from what I hear from real news. Okay, so I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous for John Kerry to be out here pretending like he cares. Okay, him and everybody else have caused this situation that we have about with our environment because they're all so stupid. These people don't have solutions. Together, combined, amongst everybody working on the environment worldwide, being paid billions upon billions of dollars a year, and nobody has solutions except me, the person sitting on the outside who can't get on the inside because of people like John Kerry and friends. So, John Kerry, just give it a rest. Just give it a rest. You're out here today when you should be talking about the disaster the White House, you're part of the administration, has helped cause for the world. And not to mention, they have also helped cause the climate crisis because since Barack's first presidential campaign, he has been absolutely adamant that he won't allow solutions. And I contacted you as Secretary of State, nowhere near as much as Gore, Redford, not protecting our winters, a million people, but yes, I did. And you know what? You don't care. And no one cares. So give it a rest. And you know who else doesn't care? Oh, that's right. Now, did I bother Joe Biden during the presidential campaign? No, because the guy didn't stand any chance at all, right? Except for if they stole the election. But, not that Kamala stood a chance, not that, and that's COMALA, communist Allah, as I call her, and Pete. Okay. But, I went to a bunch of people that were campaigning to be president. The Democrats only had a gazillion of them. And I definitely know that Pete and Kamala were on my distribution. And they too, who are now part of this administration, whatever you call what's going on in the White House right now, they too, their campaigns couldn't be bothered to care about real solutions. So, John, why don't you actually just retire and just go away because you've been in the game for how long? And every situation in the world just keeps getting worse. So give it a rest or, John, use your voice and get on real solutions and real leadership that the world needs and then get somebody else that maybe has an intelligence off the street, maybe that can help neutralize this situation before all hell breaks loose across this world. And according to you, that could very well happen because we don't have environmental solutions. So that again is your fault, John, for not allowing them. So just because that irked me today, let's say, he's out here just being his I'm thinking of a word that I can't say on recordings here, but he's just computer idiot self, But that's just my little take. So don't really listen to what these people say. They just spew a lot of ridiculousness, and John Kerry was out there spewing that today. Stay tuned, people.